A very good evening to all the fellow Toastmasters.
Good evening.
Let's quickly start off the business session. First update, it is from our VPM, Toastmaster Sharani. Over to you.
A very good evening, everyone. So this announcement is regarding the membership renewal. So as we all know, 31st is the last day to renew, and we have 44 members who have renewed until now. And I thank each and every member here for renewing, and back to President.
Let's once again give it for PPM and then associate PPM, because this time it was not all it was an easy thing. So this time it was very much struggle for them, but then yeah, at the end of the day they are able to make it. Let's give them a tremendous round of applause. Now can we have the update from our VP, Master Shiva?
President, for next week we have one speech slot taken up by Toastmaster Chetan and the role of Master of Ceremonies taken up by Toastmaster Pavani. Apart from this, all the other roles, 2 speech slots, 3 evaluation slots, table topics master, GE, everything is open for next week. Please do contact me to book your roles for the same. Thank you. Over to the list.
We have another update. Now we'll be having the division meet on 13th of April. So let's quickly everyone start supporting Toastmaster Raja. So the fees for the division meet is 300 rupees right now. So start enrolling faster because the rates are going up. So with this, now the sergeant can take over.
A very good evening, fellow Toastmasters. Let me begin off with a question. How many of you here make to-do lists either digitally or on books or anything? Okay, I can see quite a lot of hands. Why do you actually make it? Anyone?
To set the days planned. Days planned.
Okay.
You don't
To
forget
set the
anything.
goals, to
Set the
achieve the
goals.
goals,
Not to forget anything.
Not to forget anything.
To break it down.
not to procrastinate.
Correct.
Even when you strike each and tinker, you feel happy about it.
So I heard a lot of answers. Thank you for your responses. So as all of you mentioned, it's easier to remember and to focus on what needs to be done first. So I find this concept very reliable because when you have a list of things that needs to be done, you know you have a lot on your plate already. But when you make a list of things what needs to be done and prioritize them, that's when you actually try to prioritize that and finish that goal for that day at least. So you break it down, curate a simple list what needs to be done, and you don't feel overwhelmed about that. So this concept comes in handy in every situation, be it simple or complicated. Maybe you have an exam tomorrow, just make a list of concepts or chapters that needs to be finished and make sure you complete them. Maybe you have an important meeting with a client or a presentation that needs to be done. Make a list of things that needs to be done. Or maybe you are going to Paris tomorrow or this week. Prepare a list of things like accessories, shoes, clothes, everything that you have to pack, and check off the list once everything is done. And when your wife sends you for grocery shopping, make sure that you tick off make a list and make sure to bring every item. And the first thing in a Toastmasters meeting that you need to tick off in your list is to put your phones on silent mode. And if anyone haven't done it, I will give you 5 seconds to do so. Alright, so this brings me to the theme, break it down and get it done. If you have a huge list, make it small and make sure that you don't get overwhelmed. Make sure that the list you put on the in your digital book or on your physical book are reliable and practically possible for you to do. So here is a dynamic person among us who breaks down his tasks and maintain to-do list digitally, and he proclaims that he finds it more feasible. He is a BCom graduate currently pursuing his MBA from Christ University. He loves to dance and he also loves playing chess. He's a huge RCB fan and he's also an certified yoga instructor. With the thunderous round of applause, please help me welcome our President, Toastmaster Ujwal.
break things down into manageable pieces because that's how mountains are climbed. Thank you, Toastmaster Pavani, for such a lovely introduction. A very good evening to all of our Toastmasters and my dear guests. I can say one guest today. Can you please introduce about yourself and let us know how we got to know about our club?
I am Nagendra. I work as an assistant professor in community medicine department in Ramaya Medical College, Bangalore. I have been to one meeting of Toastmasters Club in IIM Bangalore. That was through an acquaintance, and that's how I got to know about this club. And then I've actually attended one of the meetings here last year, and I think now I'm interested to join and then be some of you. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. I welcome to your club. Now can you have the minutes of the meeting read out by our Secretary Toastmaster Mehjabin?
Thank you so much, President. Good evening, all. Here are the minutes of the meeting number 1256 held on 26th of March 2024. Theme: Palace of Illusions, Word of the Week productivity. The business session started at 6:24 p.m. and was chaired by President Toastmaster Ujwal. In the business session, Vice President of Education Toastmaster Shiva announced that 2 speaking slots, GE and accounter roles have been reserved while all other roles are open. Interested members were asked to contact him for more information. The Vice President of Membership Toastmaster Sharani has announced that membership renewal for April to September term is due by March 31st. Currently, 37 members have renewed their memberships and all members are requested to renew their membership as soon as possible. The regular meeting started at 6:26 p.m. Sergeant at Arms Toastmaster Sharani started the meeting with an introduction about the theme and later handed over charge to President Toastmaster Ujwal. President opened the meeting, spoke on the theme and introduced the Master of Ceremonies Toastmaster Shindustri. Master of Ceremonies spoke on the theme and introduced the role takers for the day. Timer Toastmaster Chetan, Accountant Toastmaster Saketh, Grammarian Toastmaster Rachna, TP Evaluator Toastmaster Gajendra. The prepared speech session had 3 speakers. Speaker 1 Toastmaster Pavani was attempting level 2 project 2. Speaker 2 Toastmaster Vijay was attempting level 3 elective project. Speaker 3 Toastmaster Latha was attempting level 3 elective project. The individual evaluators were Toastmaster Sonal, DTM U Bhat and DTM Prabhakara. The table topic session was conducted by Toastmaster Raja and had 9 speakers in total. The Toastmaster Jyoti conducted the general evaluation. The winners of the week were Best per Speaker Toastmaster Vijay, Best Evaluator DTM U Bhat, Best Table Topic Speakers DTM Sushma and Toastmaster Gajendra, Best Role Taker TAPG Toastmaster Rachna, Best Role Takers MTG Toastmaster Raja. President Toastmaster Ujwal closed the meeting at 8:25 p.m. followed by National. Thank you and back to the president.
Are there any amendments for the amendment? If not, I shall consider it as accepted and open meeting number 1257. We have 2 more guests in the meeting room. Can you please introduce about yourself and let us know how we got to know about our club?
Hi everybody, my name is Ria. I am studying second year BA in psychology. This is my 3rd meeting. I am doing this for 3rd time, so I am so very
Good evening to everyone present here. I am Anil. I am studying chemical engineering in BMS College of Engineering. I am in the 3rd year. And this is my second session as a guest to Toastmasters. I have been here two weeks back. I am familiar with the people and the format, so I am looking forward to yet another exciting session. Thank you.
Thank you, both of you. I welcome to our club. Roughly about 300 years ago, Europeans came to this country, and after looking at this richness and unity in diversity, they wanted to rule this country. They wanted to colonize India. In order to get this done, they just came up with insidious strategy of divide and rule. They broke us down, separated us into hundreds of provinces and princely states, and then they pitched our people against our own people. In order to rule us, they destroyed us. They broke us down and got things done. But amidst this dark chapter of history, let's turn our attention to the marvelous ancient India. Our Ajanta and Ellora caves, carved out of that solid rock, was possible only by breaking the things or the construction process into phases, such as digging those caves and then sculpting those statues and elaborate paintings. By meticulously conducting each step of this construction process, ancient Indian craftsmen were able to create this inspiring caves, which even till date fascinate our visitors with their beauty and historical significance. Fast forward to the present day, where we see another example of breaking things done and getting it done. Multinational corporations like Apple or Toyota, with their complex business process, the supply chain, they just break it down into its logistics and production processes into manageable components. This includes tasks such as raw material sources, production, or I would say distribution and inventory management. By breaking down this complex supply chain into smaller segments and optimizing each step for efficiency, the companies can minimize its cost, reduce the lead time, and then thereby meeting the customer demand effectively. Even in a similar manner, we get to see the power of breaking things down in the day-to-day manner. Let's just imagine a mother preparing a complex, delicious meal in the kitchen. She just breaks down the cooking process into smaller steps. From chopping, which includes from chopping the ingredients to adding those spices, and then from ensuring that each component is cooked to its perfection and assembled correctly. And in the final, the delicious, we get to see the delicious and then final dish prepared which satisfy our taste buds. Talking about the taste bud, just imagine you sitting in a Vidyarthi Bhavan restaurant and then ordered masala dosa, right? Just by breaking down things, the complex task into simpler tasks, we start to use this approach to the dosa methodically, tearing off bite-sized pieces and eating each of the pieces step by step slowly, right? I mean, it's a reminder that even the most daunting challenges can be conquered with the power of breaking things down and getting it done. Whether it's overcoming history, crafting artificial marvels, managing global supply chain, and even meeting our day-to-day lives of maybe preparing a delicious meal, the principle remains same. Break it down and get it done. By tackling complex tasks step by step, we can achieve extraordinary results. So let's give a permanent seat to this approach, knowing that no challenge is too great when we use this approach with proper determination and open-minded. Speaking of this breaking it down and getting things done, our fitness enthusiasts will know it better. The reason your muscles grow or the reason you go to the gym to get stronger, in order to break your muscles fiber, tear them apart so you can give them more nutrition, protein, and build them stronger day by day than they already were. And speaking of the fitness enthusiast, we have someone who is sitting next to me. She is a data analyst who loves to travel around the world and then see new places. Her hobbies include reading novels, particularly motivational and fictional novels, and playing lawn tennis and also watching lawn tennis. So without any further ado, let's welcome our Master of Ceremonies for the day, Toastmaster Mehjabin, with a huge round of applause.
Thank you so much, President. Wow, that introduction was amazing. For the first time I'm hearing from Ujwal. Good evening.
Good evening.
theme?
Break it down.
Break it down and get it done.
Yeah. So, our theme for this evening, break it down, get it done. A concept that resonates deeply with many of us as we navigate to our personal and professional pursuits. Through tonight's meeting, we will hear from the speakers who demonstrate the power of breaking down barriers and achieving their objectives through determination and persistence. Before going forward, let me tell you a short story, just like Ujwal said, and he just taken everything away from me. This is what I thought to do, me in theme kitchen. It's okay, Ujwal.
I
A
made
chef,
your job
sorry?
easier. I made your job easier.
Thank you. A cook or a chef making a big meal for a party. He thought it seems like lot of work, lot of varieties, many dishes, what to do. He know that how to break the things and the job done. Firstly, he started making small starters or snacks by picking out base ingredients, and secondly, they move on to main course, and taking their own time, they make it perfectly, and lastly, they finish off by making dessert. They were not worried because they know how they can handle the situation and how they can break the things down and get the job done. By breaking the big job into smaller parts, the cook finishes everything on time and impresses everyone at the party. Just like the cook, in our own lives, we can break big things into smaller steps and we can achieve amazing things. Agree? Just remember the cook's lesson, break it down, get it done. Because success is a sum of lesser efforts repeated day in, day out. Just like one such person, he started with a small group and gradually built Toastmaster worldwide organization, Ralph C. Smedley. He started Toastmaster in 1924 at YMCA Santana, California. There are 280,000 plus members across 144 countries with 14,700 members clubs. And one such prestigious club is our Meccan Communication Club, started in the year 1998. Just the way cooks broke down his big tasks, we also in club Toastmasters meeting, we also broke down the things to make the things easier. So we broken down our meeting into three smaller parts. First one is prepared speech session, second one is table topic session, and third one is GE session, alternate evaluation. In the prepared speech session, where our fellow Toastmasters get the time to prepare a speech on a given topic of their choices as per the guidelines of the manual. In the second one is table topic session, where speakers are chosen randomly and they have to speak immediately on the topic for 1 to 2 minutes. And lastly, the general evaluation session. In this session, the proceedings of the meeting will be evaluated and feedback will be given. For a fruitful meeting, we have few role takers for the day. I request all the role takers to stand up wherever they are sitting and explaining their roles in a brief. First timer, Toastmaster Pavani.
A very good evening, fellow Toastmasters and esteemed guests. Each speaker behind the lectern has the responsibility of communicating to the audience. So it is not solely they will come and speak, but it's also to maintain the time allotted for them. So let's break it down and get it done. As a timer for today, I will make note of time taken by every speaker behind the lectern and provide a detailed report in the general evaluation. In the prepared speech session, the time allotted for the first speaker is 5 to 7 minutes. At 5 minutes, I'll be showing the green card. At 6 minutes, I'll be showing the yellow card. And at 7 minutes, I'll be showing the red card. For the second speaker, the time allotted is 20 minutes. I'll be showing the green card at 15 minutes. I'll be showing the yellow card at 17 minutes and the red card at 20 minutes. In the table topic session, the speakers are allotted 1 to 2 minutes. At 1 minute, I'll be showing the green card. At 1 minute 30 seconds, I'll be showing the yellow card. And at 2 minutes, I'll be showing the red card. For the individual evaluators, the time allotted is 2 to 3 minutes. At 2 minutes, I'll be showing the green card. At 2 minutes 30 seconds, I'll be showing the yellow card. And at 3 minutes, I'll be showing the red card. I'll be giving my report in the general evaluation session. Back to you, MC.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Pavani. Can you have our counter, Toastmaster Shubha?
So, yeah, like, you know, good evening, fellow Toastmasters and esteemed guests present. As the R counter, it's my duty to check everyone's speech for these words. Of course, you won't be using it at once, like how I did, but these are certain words that we depend on while we are thinking and we want to speak. So stay tuned for the report at the evaluation session. Back to you.
Thank you so much. Grammarian Toastmaster Sharanya.
A very good evening to all the fellow Toastmasters and your esteemed guests present here. For any communication that should be done, we need to break down grammar to proclaim as better speakers. As a grammarian, my main role is to make note of all the good usages and not so good usages for better improvement of communication. And it's also my responsibility to introduce the word of the day. So the word of the day is proclaim. I repeat, the word of the day is proclaim. So the meaning of it is announce officially or publicly, which also means indicate clearly. And the usage of this is she proclaimed that she had used the word of the day in her speech. Thank you, and back to the MC.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Sharanya. And I encourage every speaker to use word of the week, proclaim. PP Evaluator Toastmaster Anirudh.
Good evening, Toastmasters and guests. I'm the BP for today's meeting, and my objective is to make sure that we all follow code of conduct during the meeting and to put on our best behavior. So 3 things to get that done. Firstly, keep all your phones on silent, and secondly, please enter and exit only during applause, and thirdly, please avoid talking about religion, sex or politics during the speeches. Thank you.
Moving on the first session, the prepared speech session. Before calling the first speaker, I request Toastmaster Raja, the evaluator, to speak the guidelines.
Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and guests. The purpose of this project is for the member to deliver a speech with awareness of intentional and unintentional body language, as well as to learn, practice and refine how she uses non-verbal communication when delivering a speech. Notes for the evaluator: during the completion of this project, the member has spent time learning about and practicing her body language, including gestures and other non-verbal communication. About this speech, the member will present a well-organized speech on any topic. Watch for members' awareness of her intentional and unintentional movement and body language. Note distracting movements as well as movements that enhance the speech. The speech may be humorous, informational or any style the member chooses, and the speech is not a report on the content of the effective body language project. I wish all the very best to the speaker. Back to MC.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Raja. So today's speaker is a BCom and Interior Design graduate from CBMJC. She loves playing sports like badminton, basketball, cricket and table tennis. She's a big foodie and at the same time she is very health conscious. She's an adventurous person. Please welcome the speaker with the speech title that was so scary, Toastmaster Apoorva.
have raised, can I ask the reason why in a word or two?
I don't know, from childhood we've had that illusion that it's scary.
And those who have not raised their hands, can I ask why?
Because we have not seen it yet.
Well, I was also of the same opinion. Course, how lame, right? Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and guest. It was December 2018 and I was traveling to UK, London for the first time. It was also the first time that I would be spending my New Year and Christmas out of the country, so I was naturally super excited. I finally landed at London. The temperature was 12 degrees Celsius. As soon as I got out of the plane, it was cold, very cold, it was unbearable. Then a thought came in my mind that it was winter and the weather would get worse with every single passing day. We explored the city for a week. My sister-in-law, that is my husband's sister, had bought a new house in London, in Newcastle, which is around a 2-hour drive from London. So the plan was to visit her after we explored the city. We drove to Newcastle. The drive was beautiful, with lush greenery all around, plus zero pollution and zero traffic. It was blissful. We were finally there. His sister's house had 2 floors. The ground floor had the living area, the dining, the kitchen and the foyer. And the first floor had 3 rooms with a common bathroom. In the mornings, we used to go around exploring to all nearby places and get back only in the night. And at that time, the temperature would sometimes go down to single digits. My husband has this habit of waking up in the night to use the washroom, and the cold was making it worse. After about 5 days, he comes to me when nobody is around and says, "You know what? From the past few days, whenever I am on the way to the washroom, I feel that someone is there. And as soon as I switched on the light, there is no one. That was so scary." Then I laughed off. Hey, what are you even saying? The cold is making you imagine stuff. There's nothing like this. Don't worry. After about 2 days, he comes to me again and says, "Last night, I was 100% sure I saw someone standing near the stairs. And as soon as I switched on the light, there was absolutely no one." Now, I thought he was playing a prank or something. So, I again laughed off. What are you even saying? You're watching too many horror movies and this is the side effect. Don't worry, it's nothing else. After about 3 days, the temperature went down to -3 degrees Celsius and the heaters at home were not helping anymore. I also started waking up in the night to use the washroom. I think it was around the second night that I was woken up to use the washroom. And I was casually walking towards the washroom and suddenly I feel some kind of energy. I started to feel someone was there. When I turned right, I saw a little boy standing near the stairs. At first, I thought it was my sister-in-law's son who was there to use the washroom. But as soon as I turned on the light and looked around, there was no one. That was so scary. At that particular moment, I just wanted to scream, "Ah!" But I didn't. Why? Firstly, it was the middle of the night. Secondly, I was in a relative's house. The social pressure of being a daughter-in-law. Third, I had already made fun of my husband when he told me about this. And fourth, and final, I didn't want the ghost to realize I had noticed it. I couldn't risk it. Can I? After all, I was going to stay there for a few more days. So instead, I started praying shlokas and quickly rushed to the room. The next morning, I'd go to my husband and say, "Listen, you know what? Last night, when I was on the way to the washroom, I think I saw someone." Then before I continue, he goes, "Was it a little boy around 10 years old?" I go, He says, as soon as you switched on the light, there was no one. Said, yes! And both of us start screaming, that's so scary! Followed by pin drop silence and a long stare. That evening, he goes to his sister and starts narrating the whole experience. Then she starts narrating her experiences. She's like, one morning, I was brushing my teeth and I had my son wish me good morning. As soon as I turned, there was no one. I quickly rushed to their room to only realize that both of them were fast asleep. Listening to this, it gave us goosebumps. I was like, what on earth is this? From the time I'm a kid, I've been to so many places, and I have my first encounter with a ghost in a place I least expected, London. Fellow Toastmasters. I leave it to you guys to decide if ghosts are real or not. That night, what we saw, we are still not sure if it was a ghost or if we were just hallucinating. But one thing I'm certain about and can proclaim is that was so scary. With that, over to the MC.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Apoorva. That was so scary. Second speaker. Before calling the second speaker, I request Evaluator DTM Udanka to read out the project guidelines, please.
Thank you, Madam Toastmaster. The purpose of this project is for the member to learn about and practice facilitating a question as a session. The purpose of the speech is for the member to practice delivering an informative speech and running as well as organized question and answer session. The member is responsible for managing time, so there is adequate opportunity for both. Notes to the evaluator, that's me. Evaluate the member's speech and his or her facilitation of question and answers. Listen for a well-organized informative speech about any topic, followed by a well-facilitated question and answer session. Time off, please note the timing is 15 to 20 minutes. With that, wishing the speaker all the best. Back to you, Madam Toastmaster.
Thank you so much, Vijay. Our second speaker, he is a BCom graduate from Jain University and an ex-employee at PwC. Currently pursuing MBA from St. Joseph Institute of Management and a brother of 2 lovely dogs. We know who it is. Let's welcome our second speaker with the speech title, Does Color Matter? Toastmaster Gaurav.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the day. Good evening to all Toastmasters and to all the guests present here. So before I jump into my presentation or if I call a speech, I'd like to give a disclaimer. If anybody has a question regarding anything regarding my speech, please keep it till the end before after I finish, and don't interrupt me in between so that I use that flow. Okay? And of course, the screen is not there, the projector is not working correctly. I had few slides to present, but as it's not working, I got few printouts. It's not text or anything, it's just shades of color. Okay, you just have to look through it. So once again, a very good evening to all Toastmasters and to all the guys present here. From my childhood, I always fascinated about technology. Let it be any technology which comes in future or it has come in the past. I always ensure to go to YouTube or search in the browser and try to learn what is that technology about, what is so unique about it. And one such technology has always caught my attention is the mobile phone. Because mobile phone being such, because mobile phone, I request everyone to please keep your phones on silent. So because mobile phones are such unique devices, such small compact devices which can do 90% of your day-to-day activities. For example, you can call anybody who is present in any part of the world. You can listen to music, you can click photos. You can. Yeah. can click photos, you can play games, and you can do whatever a normal device can do. So from my childhood, I've always been fascinated about mobile phones, and if you observe, every month there will be one or two phones will keep on releasing in the market. And I tend to like to learn more about the mobile phones that are coming in the future. And one such brand which always caught my attention is the iPhone, which is Apple. Because people are so fond of iPhones. When I was in PU, I remember reading a news that two guys gave up one of their kidney, they sold their kidney to buy an iPhone. Like, what's so fascinating about this phone that people are so fond of it, that they are ready to do whatever they can do to buy an iPhone. And each iPhone costs more than 50,000 if you want a starting range. So I tried to analyze and do my own research, and I realized when a customer goes to buy a product, there are two kinds of customer. First is like Sai Snehal Reddy, who doesn't care how the phone looks, he doesn't care how the design is, he doesn't care which color the phone has. When I asked him why did you buy an iPhone, he told because I like the features, I like the software, I like the biochip which it has, and all the other camera features and all that. When I asked Sharini, the other customer, why she bought an iPhone, she told me that I don't care about the features and all. It has good camera, of course, but the main reason I bought it because of the way it looks. That glass back design, the perfect square cut, the rectangular design, the color which the phone which she has a red color phone which I have it right here. So she liked that design, she liked that color, and of course I'm not judging her because she doesn't know the features of a phone. It's her choice. And you won't believe me, when I was doing my own research, I read an article which was written by WGSN, which is a consumer tech organization in USA. So they did some research on multiple customers, and they asked them, why did you buy an iPhone or any product which you have? And you won't believe 75 to 90% of the customers told that the primary reason for them to buy a technology is the reason is the way it looks and the color it has. And I was shocked, and are you serious? Color does play such an important role in our day-to-day lives. So I believe Apple was smart enough to crack that code, and they did some gimmick and somehow caught the attention of the customers, and that's how I believe they are one of the biggest share market holders in mobile industry. So let's try to analyze and let's do it together, and let's see how iPhone pulled it off. Apple. So if you remember seeing the first iPhone from first series to the fifth series, it had such a boring design. It had only two colors, black and grey, the one which I have here. This looks so boring, I wouldn't even dare to buy this. Of course, just see just a normal design, one small button here, and just look at the interface, it's so boring. And back then, iPhones were not that great because of the design. And many people didn't have iPhones. People who did were because they knew what iPhone provides and what the software is all about. Apart from that, nobody cared to buy an iPhone because of the design. After 5 series, they released a new series called iPhone 5C. C stands for color. But it was such a huge flop, people started rolling it saying iPhone 5C. C stands for cheap. Because the iPhone 5C had a plastic design. They didn't have this glass design before. They had a plastic back which looked very cheap, especially the price which you used to pay, it was more than 45,000. And it was not worthy to pay 45,000 for that phone because it was looking very cheap because of the bright colors on that plastic design. And it was a huge flop for iPhone. So they told, okay, let's not get into the colors right now, let's work on building a better design for the phone. And that's when the game changed. If you guys seen iPhone 6, it was a game changer. Instead of plastic design, they came up with aluminium design. The entire phone was made out of aluminium and it looked classy. They had 4 colors, grey, silver, a baby pink and a gold. Baby pink and gold was such a great combination, that color was awesome. Many people went crazy to buy an iPhone just because of the color. And after that, they released iPhone Series 7. And in that, they released a new color called Product Red. So this Product Red is basically, they have a tie-up with an organization called Red. Red is a NGO which collects amount and supports people who have AIDS in Africa. So Apple proclaimed that whoever buys an iPhone which is of the color product red, some amount of money will be donated to the Africans who are suffering from AIDS. So I believe people bought this color just to satisfy their guilt trip, because you're paying around 50 to 60,000 for a phone. So they bought this color, I believe, to show that I paid that much, but I'm donating little amount to the NGO as well. So to satisfy that guilt trip, I believe that's why they bought this phone. Jokes aside. So in iPhone from Series 7 onwards, they started with they removed the aluminum foil, aluminum frame, and they removed the aluminum frame and they came up with the glass back design. This glass is they proclaim it to be a Gorilla Glass 6 version, some version, and it's the toughest glass that ever possible they can create. If you even make it drop, it won't break. I won't drop it. It won't break. So that's what they claim. And from then, iPhone designs were crazy. People were so fond of buying iPhones just because of this glass back design. From iPhone 8 series onwards, they released even more colors. They released white, they released blue, they released orange and yellow. And I know this picture looks ugly, but if you look at actual physical format, the phone looked beautiful. It looked premium. It looked like a luxury product. And people bought that to show off that I have a luxury product. And I don't blame people for that. But the game changer, where it actually happened, was iPhone 11. After iPhone 8, they didn't release iPhone 9. iPhone 10 was as similar as iPhone 8, they didn't do much change. But from iPhone 11, it became a huge demand for iPhones. Because they bought two cameras behind the phone, and they released multiple colors like yellow, light green. And they brought a new trend of introducing a new color in middle of the year. For example, iPhone brings a new series every year at month of September. Every year at September they release a new series, and in middle of the year, let it be February or March, they release the same series with a unique color, saying that this is a limited edition. If you want to buy it, buy it. It will get out of stock in 1 or 2 months. And people went crazy. Even though they had an iPhone 11, which they bought it few months back, they exchanged the iPhone 11 to iPhone 11 with different color, just because to show that I'm unique. And I believe that's the fantastic thing that iPhone has cracked it. So if you look at the sales, at the month of September, the sales go booming, and in October it comes down, and in November it goes up. I believe people are in a dilemma here. Like when a new series is launched, they'll be in a dilemma. Should I buy the new series or should I just stick to the old one? They'll be in a dilemma for 2 months. Then be like, it's okay, I'll buy it, what's so big deal? Then the sales will go up again. And again in December, January it comes down, and in February they release a new color, and then it booms up. So in iPhone 11, the mid color was this lavender. This lavender was so crazy that many girls were fond of this color more than guys. So I remember a colleague of mine when I was working in PwC. We had been to a team dinner, and she sat next to me, and she was complaining to me, saying that her iPhone storage is getting full, so maybe she has to buy a iPhone cloud storage. I'm like, okay, like so early you finished 128 GB. She's like, no, I have 64 GB. Like, what? This is 2021. Like, who buys phone with 64 GB? Minimum requirement is 128 GB. She told, I actually went to buy 128 GB, but I didn't find this color in 128. She compromised the storage for a color, and she dropped another bomb. She actually went to buy iPhone 12, and she didn't find that beautiful colors in iPhone 12, so she bought iPhone 11 just for the color. I'm like, lady, you're crazy. You compromised on one whole series. iPhone 12 is more advanced to iPhone 11. It has more software, better software interface, better camera, and all other features. She just bought iPhone 11 just for the color. And I asked her, of course you won't use iPhone, so just like that. You have to put a case because it's so costly phone. I asked her, like, if you put a case, the color won't be visible. No, like, that's why transparent cases are for. She only uses transparent cases just because the color is seen. Like, people are so crazy. So after iPhone 11, the next came iPhone 12, the one which I have. This was a new color in iPhone 12, and this was released in the starting of the year. No other series has this color, and it was a huge flop. I bought this color because I like blue color. That's the only reason I bought it. And in middle of the month, in the middle of the year, they released a dark purple which looked very ugly. People didn't bother buying and exchanging it to that color. It was that ugly. But again, at 13, iPhone 13, it became a different game changer. This is iPhone 13, and you know it's not much of a difference when you compared to iPhone 12. The only thing is camera replaced it here, that's it. And people are oh, iPhone 13, iPhone 13. They went, they released a new color, and in middle of the year they released this dark green. Dark green was so fantastic color. At one point even I thought of exchanging my old phone to this phone. Then after a few hours of thinking, I realized my parents are gonna kill me if I do that. Because if I exchange, I have to pay additional 15,000 for iPhone 13. I'm like, I'm not mad to do that for just for a color. So even if you browse to any online platform and search for this color, it still says out of stock. That much of a demand this color has. And next came iPhone 14. iPhone 14, the one Sharani has it. They released a new color called this bright yellow. And again, this grabbed the attention of all the youngsters. And the way the advertised it is also fantastic. When they released this dark green, they advertised it saying that this is for the people who are well organized in life, who like to focus and are goal oriented, who are more connected towards nature. That's how they advertised it. But this iPhone 14 yellow color, here what they advertise is that we just for people who are youngsters, who are more joyful in nature, who like to enjoy in life. That's how they advertised it, and people went crazy for that. I still remember one day I'd been to iPhone store to show my phone. I had some issues to get some service done. I went there. One person, she came with iPhone 14, and she had a white color iPhone 14. She was telling to the shopkeeper that, can you exchange this with the yellow color one? I'm like, okay, maybe she has some problem with the phone or something. She told no. She bought it 3 months back. She's not happy with the color, so she just wanted to exchange it with the iPhone 14 yellow color. I'm like, dude, that's crazy. How are people so driven by color that they don't care that there's no much difference when it comes to iPhones? If you look at iPhone 13, iPhone 14, it looks the same. It's just that the color is different. Apple claims that the iPhone 14 has a better camera, a better biochip and all that, but normal people, we don't know how to see whether it actually has some difference, because we are not techies like others who can do some technological coding and all that, So after looking at all this, I came up with the conclusion that Apples are very smart people. They know how to track audience and how to ensure that all the audience buy their products. So coming to the main point, does actually color matter? It is a yes and a no situation. If you ask a person like me and Sai Snehal, we'll say no, it doesn't matter, because what matters for us is the features that a phone has, and that is all we care. We don't care about the color as such. But if you ask someone like Sharani, which is majority of the market which buys products, they would say we care about color, because each color has its own personality, each color has its own character. Maybe this color phone will portray my personality in a different way, and I am not someone to judge them. It's their opinion. So I believe this is what all the other companies are also doing. If you look at Samsung, OnePlus, and even Google Pixel, from past 2 to 1 year, they have started releasing phones with different colors as iPhone does. And I believe Apple's a very smart company, that they cracked this code way earlier than any other company, and that's how they got attention of all these people, of all the market tech enthusiasts. So that's all from my end. If there's any questions, so it's all.
There were so many other brands in the market. Why did you opt only for Apple?
Okay. So when I bought iPhone, see, of course, see, iPhone is market driven. It's a brand. I wanted to own an iPhone from my own money. But I did some research, which are the good phones in this price range, and I realized iPhone 12 is suitable to me. There was iPhone 14 also when I went to buy, but I didn't wanted such a higher end phone now. So I wanted something which is of my specifications, which I am fond of. And yeah, this is my favorite color, but my first preference is always the features and everything. Then secondary, I just saw which all colors are there, and I tend to form this one, which I'm lucky of. So yeah, that's how I bought iPhone. Yeah.
Initially, Apple was known for its technology, innovation. But with passing days, Android is ahead in technology, in storage space, in software update, the features of the camera, everything. Why iPhone?
Okay. So yeah, my first thing is I was looking at iPhone, Samsung, and I didn't want one plus because it was not doing well at that year. I was looking at Samsung, iPhone, and Pixel, Google Pixel. I had a Google Pixel before this iPhone. I had a Google Pixel. I was not that fond of the design which they had. So Samsung, I actually thought of buying a S series, but S series starting price was 90K. I'm not paying so much for a phone. And the same, almost similar features, I found it in an iPhone, which is a little cheaper rate. So that's why I got iPhone. Yes. Okay. So yeah, that's how I.
The first person who's telling Samsung is expensive than iPhone.
But
iPhone is very expensive.
I know it's very expensive, but at that point of time, there was iPhone 14 released, the iPhone 12 came down. Like I got this for 50,000.
So you took a previous
previous version.
Is what you are saying. But the camera of the latest.
Cameras, I believe Samsung has the best camera. Let it be any iPhone, Samsung has the best camera in this world, and Google Pixel.
Now, if someone wants to buy a phone, which will you recommend?
It again depends on the budget. Let's say he's a billionaire, he doesn't care about money. I would say just go for Samsung S series. That's the best phone. That's the best phone possible. It's all rounder. You can do whatever a normal laptop also can do. You can do that in that phone, and it has the best camera in the world. So, yeah.
You have done a research on the entire phones as far as Apple is concerned. Can you articulate the brand value of Apple in normal terms?
So I believe it's $1 trillion company. I don't know the exact figure, but I was reading the news recently, and they say Apple shares have been booming, and even though US economy has been coming down, but the Apple share markets have been going up. So that actually made me think a lot, like why is it so many people are fond of Apple? And it's not just iPhones, even iPad and MacBook, which is their laptop. Many people are fond of it, and they're actually bringing this color coding technique in the other products as well. So that's how I believe Apple is at the top of the last question. I have a lot of time.
Hypothetical question: would you buy a blue color Samsung phone currently right now?
Blue color again depends. If it has a glass back at the back, like how it does an iPhone have, then yeah, mostly. But I have seen Samsung S series, and my favorite color is the white and black. Decent, and it looks good. So,
what if Apple came with a foldable phone like Samsung?
I would never. I don't like foldable phones. I believe it's a gimmick to somehow attract the audience, So I am not a fan of that. So last question.
What if somebody gives you a lavender color iPhone?
First thing I'm going to do that is I'm going to give it to my mother. I'll say this is a gift from my end. If not, if she doesn't want that, I'll just go exchange it with a new color. That's how I'm going. I'm not using lavender. Phone cases are there, but no, I am not a fan of lavender. So yeah, I think time is up. Thank you. That's all from me. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Gaurav, and really, color is matter. So, we are done with the first repair session. Second session is fun-filled and impromptu session. So, today's table topic master is a BE graduate. She worked as assistant biomedical engineer. Currently a happy mother with 2 kids. Her dream is to travel and explore amazing Hindustan. Please welcome Toastmaster Mamatha.
Thank you, MC, for that wonderful introduction. I am back from a very long duration, so most of the people's names I don't remember. I just pass on the slip so that you can come up and speak. Whomever names I remember, I just call out their names. Hope that is fine. Okay, the first question is, if you were a president for a day, what is the action you take for this country? The topic goes to U Bhat, sir.
Madam Topic Master for the Toastmasters and welcome guests. If I am made the President of India, I think that is what I understand. Okay. First of all, let us not have any misconception about the President. We have a parliamentary system in India where the President is almost like a rubber stamp. He doesn't have, he can only return he cannot form his own law, he cannot proclaim any proclamation, except perhaps when he takes over, dissolves parliament and takes over something, that is a different matter. Or when he dissolves a state and takes over as the chief minister or administrator. So otherwise the president, I believe that he doesn't have, in Indian parliamentary system, it is more an ornamentary position than anything else. But yes, it is like the brand ambassador for the country, the President of India. He has got the privilege of coming to holding that, on the wheels, the horses carrying him to the parliament for the inaugural session, giving his presidential address, then also in Republic Day taking the salute from the armed forces. These are the privileges he has got, and he has got a huge Rashtrapati Bhavan at his command. I think that is probably the greatest real estate, the biggest real estate in the New Delhi region. And the Mughal garden is something which is nice to behold. Probably the only thing, the first thing I would do as the president, he says that I will take a real good stroll in the complete presidential complex and enjoy it to the best extent as possible. Because I know that this role is for me for a limited period, and let me enjoy life, and that's what most of the presidents did, except even so let me continue in the same tradition, and people will be none the better because of my indulgence. That's what my take from the president's role as in India. With back to
So if I was given a chance, I will change first of all the education system of our country. The second is, what one idea that you have changed your mind and throughout the year? The topic goes to Vijay.
Madam Topic Master, fellow Toastmasters and guests. What is one idea? There are many ideas. To pick one idea is very difficult. Having said that, one idea that changed my life is, in the year 2019, I came to Toastmasters first. The reason behind that is, I wanted to develop the presentation skills. I was very clear about what I wanted from Toastmasters from day one. With that goal, I came here. I sat and observed the entire proceedings of the meeting. I liked, I joined. After joining, the real challenge is, what is that I need to correlate within myself and to the external world so that I become a better presenter. This was the main question that I need to have thought within myself, which I did. Over a period of time, I developed the skill inside, because
whatever that comes from inside is a fragrance. Whatever that we get from outside is a perfume. Perfume stays for a limited time. Fragrance is from within. That's why we become a better person when it comes to the question of communication part of it. It is not just we come here, say some blah 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 things and say something 5 to 7 hours, 7 minutes and go off home. That's not the yardstick for which we all come here. We come here to develop the inner fragrance so that we are limiting as far as the external part is concerned, which is perfume. This one idea changed my life entirely. Thank you.
The next topic is, why do people usually find very tough to choose table topic? What is the suggestion for the people that on what basis you should choose a table topic? This topic goes to Chetan.
On what basis should we choose a table topic? Well, so before you come and you sit here, you get to be a table topic master. So you sit in your house, you think for some time, what are some topics I can choose to bamboozle people? So go ahead and bamboozle them. Ask them why, if grass is greener on the other side, why aren't they watering enough? Or ask them how green is a better color than blue. Ask them something stupid. Ask them something crazy like Shiva asked me. Tell me why it's going to snow in Bangalore. Ask them something to make people think. Because at the end of the day, we need to think from there to here. And once you're here, we need to give that response. And you need to make that happen for each person. Right? We need to push people out of their comfort zone. Because being here is about being out of your comfort zone. You need to challenge your anxiety, get over that insane nervousness that each person comes up with. And battling that is half the process. When we do that week after week, by being challenged with uncomfortable topics, stuff that we have found challenging to deal with ourselves, I think it's fairly easy to come up with topics. So I think you just need to come up with a challenging idea for yourself, and that will challenge others too. Yeah, thank you.
The next topic is, do all the entrepreneurs first need to be sent to meditation initially before they start with the entrepreneurship? That answer goes to Shiva.
Can you repeat?
Entrepreneurs, they should be sent to meditation.
Meditation.
First. Yeah.
I've been successfully bamboozled. Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and esteemed guests. Should entrepreneurs be sent to meditation camps before jumping into business? Given the crisis that we have, that already people don't have jobs, if I calmed a few of those stupid people, by teaching them meditation, even the business that would start and stay for a few months, maybe 2 months, 3 months, and then they would drown in losses and die out, even those business would not start, and even those people would not get jobs, right? But in looking at it in another perspective, if I sent entrepreneurs to a meditation camp, would that camp still remain a meditation camp? Is the first question. Because they are innovators by nature, right? They would go there and try to bring something. You would have 10 people in a room. Sir, ma'am, you should sit here and meditate. They would say, no, I'll do something else. How about we sit on this chair? How about we sell this chair? They would not sit in one place, right? Their brain would keep wandering like monkeys there. So to calm such people would already be a difficult task, right? So entrepreneurs, I believe, are an unstoppable force. You send them to a meditation camp, you send them to a Toastmasters club, you plant them wherever you want, they will bloom eventually. So I don't know if that's a good idea or not. Back to the table topics.
The next question is, how important is weightlifting to live a happy life? This goes to Saketh.
How important is lifting to live a happy life? Weightlifting. Wow, okay. So, I don't know. This topic is new to me. I'm trying to lift myself up. Trying to be out of my comfort zone. And yeah, trying to be innovative and be colorful for the response. Do you think that weightlifting, should there be a color scheme to it as well? And people would buy product on weightlifting? I don't know. So, yeah, I guess live happy, I guess. Be out of your comfort zone. Yeah, thank you.
I would say weightlifting is very good to live a happy life because your health will be in track.
It produces endorphins.
Sir?
It produces endorphins. So it happiness you see that really are coming.
Do you think fashion influences psychology? This goes to Gajendra.
Yeah, fashion does influence psychology. Don't you all think about it? I mean, when you look in the mirror, you feel like I want to dress like this, dress like that. That's all psychology itself. It's different if you are a psychotic person, you don't dress properly. But I mean, look at Ujwal today. Like, okay, let me wear a suit. Yeah, don't you feel like that? I want to wear a suit today.
Yes.
Yeah, so that's I wouldn't know about it. Yeah, and I feel that many influencers become an influencer because of the fashion they put on, right? This is actually a very difficult topic. I even am bamboozled. I've never been influenced by fashion. I mean, you all can see I have a very bad fashion sense. And I think people who can be influenced by fashion are mainly models and dog owners. Yeah, Gaurav would know. I would know too, but I wouldn't buy clothes. Yeah, nice picture by the way, with your dogs. Yeah, where did you get influenced by that? You didn't? Okay. So that's on your own.
That's my mother, not.
Yeah, so people do get influenced by fashion. A lot of people do, like us around here. Yeah, that's it.
What is the most important step you take to make the person calm who is angry? The topic goes to Mohnish.
Thank you, Tabletop Master. Very good evening, my fellow Toastmasters and dear guests. So, what do you do to make a angry person calm? Right. So, I think it also depends on the person. Well, if it's your friend, you make fun of him. Well, if it's your dad, well, you don't really have an answer. Yeah, well, I think it also depends on the person. Like I said, it's highly relative. It's very hard to answer that question in one phase, right? How do you make him calm? Yeah, make fun of him. Might you know, probably make fun of someone else in front of him. I think that's the only thing that I can come up with. Well, other than that, well, definitely you console him, say apologize. So apologize, make fun of someone. I mean, and not really. I mean, again, like he said, it's a tough topic, but well, there's a lot of things. Like I said, make fun of someone, apologize, probably shout back. That's a an eye for an eye. Yeah. So that. Well, with that, I think I'm back to the.
Which one is important? Is speaking or listening? This goes to Nagendra.
Okay, which one is important? Speaking or listening? So first in Toastmasters, now I'm in the phase of listening. So you get to know about my speaking phase. I feel speaking is also important, but before that you have to listen to what you want to speak, to what you want to understand. Like for example, if I wouldn't have understood or heard the topic, then I would have not spoken anything. So yeah, speaking is equally important to listening, but sometimes don't speak whenever it's not necessary. And your speech, I have no idea about all this speech and communication classes. I had to learn about it, but the only thing I do is sit quiet and listen to what's happening, understand, then speak. Thank you.
With this, I end up the favorite topic session. Back to ABC.
I hope all enjoyed the session. Let's go for break for 10 minutes. And don't break it too down into tiny things. Just come back. Welcome back, everyone. So, welcome to our last session for this today's evening. That is general evaluation session. Today's general evaluator is someone who has 7+ years of enriching corporate experience and more than a decade of freelancing in different roles. She is experienced and passionate about skills development and copywriting. Her hobbies including reading books, dancing, cooking, traveling, and writing. Please welcome Toastmaster Latha.
Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and esteemed guests.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Good evening.
I was expecting a much louder good evening. After the snacks break, the networking break, what we call. Good evening.
Good evening.
Now, we are coming to the final session, what we have the general evaluation. General evaluation is nothing but the whole session from its start till now is evaluated what went well, what didn't go well, what we can do better to make it more better in the coming days. We started off with Sharani coming up and telling us, Toastmaster Sharani, that is VP membership, telling us about the members renewals and how we can, how we need to finish it up and how members need to renew it for. After that, we had VPE coming up, Toastmaster Shiva coming up and telling us that what are the roles open for the next week and people can contact him if they are interested in taking up those roles. Then we had our president coming in and talking about the theme. As general evaluator, I'm not supposed to evaluate the president's theme, but I would like to give a huge round of applause for him for connecting the theme very well today and giving his presidential address. Ralph C. Smedley once said that fault finding without suggestions for improvement is a waste of time. What he means is, without giving suggestions for improvement and just finding faults, it's just wastage of time. It's not giving any time, it's not usefulness of our time. So what we need to do is just not pull out faults, we need to give the ways of suggestions to improvement, how they can do it much better in the coming time. After that, we started with our prepared speech session. The prepared speech, I would like to call on the first evaluator to come and give his evaluation report over here. Please welcome Toastmaster Raja.
Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and guests. That was so scary. There was a guy who told the other guy, you know, last night what happened? I went to the restroom. I opened the door, the light switched on. I closed the door, light switched off. The other guy said, you are the idiot who peed in the refrigerator. Let's come back to Apoorva's speech evaluation. Apoorva, the areas that you really excelled at. First of all, you achieved your project guideline and the requirement. Your body language was good as you moved around into the different places and then you used your hands properly. So it was fantastic. Your voice modulation was also very good in terms of how you modulated the voice up and down throughout your speech. I really liked it. And when you were telling the story, you also told it without any interruption. So everybody was inside the story, they were listening to what you were telling. So that also you did very well. And also you had a good eye contact with the audience. You turned to the left, you also saw in the center and to the right as well. So your eye contact throughout your speech was good. And you were comfortable from the beginning. During your earlier speeches, you used to forget the lines. Maybe in the last something happened. But other than that, you were focused on your particular speech. So these are the areas that you excelled at. The areas that you want to work upon. Your body language, what happened was, it became monotonous. You have a certain type of body language within here. So next time what you can do is, you can try to open it up a little bit and be more free in terms of your body language. For example, one time you said, temperature dropped down to single digit. So you are saying temperature dropped down to single digit with your hand like this. You can use a variance of body language. Temperature dropped to single digit and we were cold. A different kind of body language is something that you can do. And another one in terms of the content, I would say you can avoid spooky story subjects. I know like other person has also done this 2 or 3 months back, one more person that did that. You can avoid and take some other subjects which you can speak in front of other audience as well, and it was because I felt it was because we don't talk about sex, religion, politics and also these kind of things, right? And the most important thing is, what is the takeaway? Like audience were listening to your speech. What was the takeaway for them? So you need to think about how you can tell a message to the audience and what is that key takeaway that they have, they can take it with them, right? It is so important when you are evolving as a speaker, you need to share that message with the audience. So other than that, you did a great job, all the best, and back to G.
Thank you, Toastmaster Raja, for your very concise, brief, and effective evaluation. He spoke about what went good, what could have been good, and what he expects out of Apoorva for the next prepared speech when she comes, when she does it more better. Please give a huge round of applause for Toastmaster Apoorva and Toastmaster Raja. Now I would like to call upon the second evaluator of the day, BTM Udanka, to evaluate Toastmaster Gaurav's speech.
Good evening fellow Toastmasters and my target speaker Gaurav in particular. Before I start my evaluation, I similar have a disclaimer just like Gaurav had. This was not his previous speech where you had to disturb him. It was a completely different speech. Because in the initial we had few disturbances for him. So diving into the evaluations, Gaurav, these are the points where I would give you a brownie point. The way you had the presence of your mind when there was a phone ring or when there was a disturbance, you immediately connected that to thing. You were talking about phone and immediately there was a phone ring and you told, can you please have your phone on silent mode? That linking of the presence of mind was really good. Coming to the disclaimers, what you had initially, because it was a long speech and there were instances where the audience had to talk to you. So you gave them a heads up where they have to give you an interfere so they are well prepared for that. Is it in between or is it after the disclaimer was given correctly? And the most during your speech, most lovely points what I noticed is the connecting of the members. Just like how you took Sai Snehal or Sharni as examples, because we all know that Sai is a good tech freak and Sharni is a girl who wants to show and things. So that was a good connect live examples you had in our thing. And most important thing is the humorous wrinkle what you had. Though it was a serious topic, you had here and there humorous wrinkle, which made sure you have the audience interest. And it was coming to the question answer session, it was well driven. You made sure every single person who wanted to ask you question, you answered to the point what they wanted, not extra things. So that was very well done. Now coming to the points where you could have improved on so that it could be a better speech, is the photographs what you had, and you were displaying it just like this. And this was the audience photo because I was sitting, your evaluator was sitting there, or I don't know for what, but there were a few people who were not able to sit. So you did not be holding for the entire time, but you can just show a glance to everyone, and then you can just lower it down so that they know what they are referring to or what you are referring to and what they can connect. And coming to the word usages in your speech, being an experienced Toastmasters, this is what I would recommend you to work on from the next speeches. Is there were a few instances of the speech which actually lowered down the value of the speech. So for example, when you were showing the glass, the iPhone 5 series, it was a plastic and it was a cheap one. You used that word cheap a couple of times, which actually brought down the value. So that's one thing you could have improved. And coming to the point where I really want to challenge you is, you are now a comfortable humorous speaker. Yes? And I want you really to work on is you give a serious topic and no humor sprinkled in that, and you hold back the audience interest with the same speech. Overall, you had a great topic, nice connection to the theme, and the nice research done. A little working on the presentation and facts, and a challenge for you, taking up the challenge. With that, you would be a great speaker. With that, back to you, General Evaluator.
DTM Udanka, you followed the KISS concept very well. When it has a KISS concept, it means keep it short and simple. And a very effective evaluation. Yes, so with that I would like to give a huge round of applause for DTM Udanka and Toastmaster Gaurav. The ballots are out. I would request you guys to vote for the best speaker and the best evaluator now. And the table topic speakers, so we can vote for all the three. We have a few seconds. Okay, with the general evaluation, I'm not going in a particular order. The meeting started at around 6:21 p.m. Again, 6:15 p.m. what we're supposed to start. So we're late by around 6 minutes. So from next time on, we need to see that we start at sharp 6:15 p.m. The goal is not to be perfect by the end. The goal is to be better. One of the very famous motivational speakers, Simon Sinek, says that the goal is not to be perfect by the end. The goal is to be better tomorrow. This is what Toastmasters believe in. Now, to help me to continue with this belief, I would like to call on the TAPG role takers to come and give their reports over here. I would like to call upon Toastmaster Pavani to read out her report.
Once again, a very good evening fellow Toastmasters. Here is my report. Meeting commenced at 6:20 p.m. The business session went on for 1 minute 45 seconds, but the allotted time was 3 minutes. The Sergeant at Arms, Toastmaster Pavani, myself, I took 3 minutes 10 seconds, but the allotted time was 3 minutes. The introduction of guests went on for 57 seconds, but the allotted time was 1 minute. The report of minutes of meeting by Toastmaster Mehjabin went on for 2 minutes, and the allotted time was 2 minutes. Presidential address was allotted 5 minutes, and Toastmaster Ujwal has taken 5 minutes 40 seconds. Introduction of Toastmaster of the day was allotted 1 minute and was taken 55 seconds. Coming to the Master of Ceremonies, Toastmaster Mehjabin. For the introduction of the theme and for the history of Toastmasters, You have taken 3 minutes 30 seconds, and overall the MC has taken 8 minutes and the allotted time was 10 minutes. In the prepared speech session, Speaker 1 Toastmaster Apoorva has taken 6 minutes 50 seconds. Speaker 2 Toastmaster Gaurav has taken 21 minutes 6 seconds. The table topic session overall went on for 16 minutes and the allotted time was 20 minutes. We had 8 speakers in total, where 1 spoke below 1 minute, 5 spoke above 1 minute and 2 spoke about 2 minutes. The individual report has been put up on the board. The networking break went on for 12 minutes 18 seconds. Lastly, the individual evaluators were allotted 3 minutes. Evaluator 1 Toastmaster Raja has taken 3 minutes 18 seconds. Evaluator 2 DTM Udanka has taken 3 minutes 10 seconds. The general evaluation session is allotted 30 minutes overall, and as of now Toastmaster Latha has taken around 4.5 minutes. Yeah. Back to you.
Today Toastmaster Pavani has 2 roles, that is Sergeant of Arms and Timer. For both the roles, I will touch applied the ABC concept. Now what's the ABC concept? I know everyone's looking at me what new concept is coming. This is what we use in the training industry. ABC concept is nothing but accurate, brief and concise. That is what both her roles were there. And let us give us a huge round of applause for Toastmaster Pavani for following. Now the next person who's going to help us to understand where went good, what went wrong and what are the proper usages of grammar done today. I would like to welcome Toastmaster Sharani, the grammarian for the day today.
A very good evening, everyone. Thank you, Toastmaster Latha. So I'll start off with the good usages. The good usages were colonize, dark chapter of history, unbearable, share market holders, share market dominators, correlate with myself, bamboozled, and lastly the KISS concept, keep it short and simple. Now coming to the not so good usages which we can improve on is breaking things down it was. And day-to-day manner could have been day-to-day routine, and it final we can see could have been finally we can see. Broke down the thing to make things easier could have been broke down the things to make it easier. I always fascinated could have been I was always fascinated. Apples are very smart people could have been Apple company play very smart. Color is matter could have been color does matter. So now coming to the word of the day. The word of the day was used by me, Toastmaster Sharani, Toastmaster Apoorva, Toastmaster Gaurav and Toastmaster Pavani. So this has been my report. Thank you and back to you.
Thank you to Toastmaster Sharani for giving us a very excellent report on the grammar usage for the day. Next, I would like to call upon the PP Evaluator Toastmaster Anirudh.
So this is the PP Evaluator report for this meeting. There was one entry during the speech and not during an applause. Let's try to avoid that. And there were some disturbances within the room during a couple of speeches as well. Some of them were unavoidable, so no harm, no foul. That's that. And also coming to keeping your mobile phones on silent, there was one interruption, and there was I think there were a few references which could have been construed that it could have been towards religion, sex, and politics. First thing was the table topic about becoming president. There was, fortunately, there were no statements passed which were, you can call it politically polarizing, so that was positive. And the KISS concept had me there for a second and to explain what it was. And also when Gaurav announced his topic, color does matter, I was afraid if that's so yeah, thanks for keeping that civil. And just a side note, please try to use your mobile phones as little as possible during the meeting. I mean, I know you don't intend it that way, but when a speaker sees you on your phone, they may misconstrue it as being disrespectful. So please try to reduce that. Thanks.
Thank you, Toastmaster, for a very detailed report wherein he made us understand that as a PP evaluator, how observant he was throughout the meeting. So let us follow whatever he is told and see that the meeting moves out smoothly. Next, I would like to call upon the person who gave us a very good introduction when she spoke about what her role was. The R counter, Toastmaster Shubha.
is also looks at pause, filler words, or also called crutch words. Almost sounds like your speech limps when you say ah. So here's the detailed report of the R counter. Sergeant at Arms Pavani, 8 hours and 1 repeated word, and Ujwal, resident, 2 hours. Toastmaster of the day, Mehjabin, 2 hours. Timer Pavani, flawless. Myself, 1 hour. Grammarian Sharani, flawless. PP Evaluator, 4 hours. Coming to the speeches, Apoorva, 2 hours, and fellow Toastmasters, repeated words. Gaurav, 7 hours, and crutch words, I mean, and so, yeah. Evaluator, Raja, 1 hour. Evaluator Udanka, flawless. Coming to the table topics, Mamatha, 2 hours. Speaker U Bhat, 4 hours. Speaker Vijay, flawless. Speaker Chetan, 2 hours. Shiva, flawless. Saketh, 3 hours, and crutch words, yeah, I guess. Gajendra, flawless. Mohnish, 3 hours. Nagendra, 3 hours. And finally Latha, 1 hour. Thank you, and back to you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Shiva, for your very detailed presentation. Table topics. One of the most exciting sessions what we have. And it was conducted by Toastmaster Mamatha. Mamatha, not left? No. Okay. Okay, things what went well was we had only 8 speakers for the day. Some of them spoke about 1 minute, somewhere inside 1. What I felt as a general evaluator there that they were not able to understand the topics that very well. They had to repeat it, and some of them I even had to look at the chits what the topic was. The topics were not that very well connected with the theme or interconnected, which usually happens in the table topics what we see here. So my feedback from Mamatha would be that whenever you're giving table topics, please be a bit loud and be a little clear on what you're giving as a topic. Either it has to be a statement or a question, it can't be both. And it has to be in such a way that it's easily understood by the person whom you're giving the topic. So otherwise it was good. I think people enjoyed. Some of them felt it really tough. They never understood what it was. But the moment they came at the lectern, they utilized how much of a time they could over here. That was good. So let us give a huge round of applause to Toastmaster Mamatha. Now, Toastmaster Mehjabin. Both the Master of Ceremonies today and she read out the Secretary's report. That's the reason I'm conducting it together. Minutes of the meeting very crisp. Everyone agreed to it, and we started with the meeting 1257. As an MC, very well themed, very well thought theme. Break it down and get it done. Very well explained, very well connected. She gave very good examples, very practical examples that how do we break it down and get it done. Very well connected with the audience. Everything was good. So let's give a huge round of applause to her. I think I have done with evaluating everyone. Yes?
Yes.
Yes. Everyone was present during my whole evaluation?
Yes.
Just a confirmation? Yes? Okay, now I'd like to hand it back over back to the MC. So you can move on.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Latha, for conducting general evaluation session. I hope everyone filled out the form.
Yes.
I have
While she doing that, I would give back charge to President Toastmaster.
I hope everyone had a great time in the meeting today. So, we had a nice theme, and then we also saw Toastmaster Mamatha after a very long time. So it was a good meeting altogether. Let's quickly jump into the winners of the day. Let me start off with the best role taker MTG. It goes to our G Toastmaster Latha. Moving on to the best role taker TAPG. It goes to our PP Toastmaster Anirudh. Moving on to the best table topic speaker, it goes to our renowned speaker Toastmaster Vijay. Coming to the best evaluator for the day, it goes to Toastmaster Raja. Last but not the least, the best prepared speaker. Oh, it's tied between both the speakers. So I request both the speakers to come up on the line. So that's it from my end. With this, I close meeting number 1257. Let's stand up for the national anthem.